Here at HobbyMaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with HobbyMaker.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome along. It's Thursday morning, bright and early. Great to have your company. I'm Dave, if we've not met before, and it's Wake Up with HobbyMaker all the way through until 8 o'clock. Got the lovely Debbie Robinson popping into the show and also a whole dedicated Crafter's Companion hour at 7 o'clock as well. But just to give you a little bit of a heads up, we always make it worth your while getting up early in the morning on a Thursday, and we're going to make it doubly worth your while today. Normally, we either do like win your basket, or win a £25 account credit if you solve an anagram. Well, this morning, as it's that kind of midway of the week, not quite the weekend, we thought we'd give you a little bit of a treat and give you two, okay? We're going to give you the chance to win a £25 credit, and we're also going to give you the chance to win your basket. And what that means is basically if you buy something, anything in the show between 6 and 7, we will let you know before 8 if you've actually won the cost of your order back. So there's two really good reasons why you should, well, actually it's more than two because we've got some fantastic products. But let's start off with the anagram first of all, shall we? Now, if you can unjumble these letters to make one of my favourite crafting products, you could win yourself £25. And we'll announce the winner of this before 7, okay? So have a little look at the anagram. Just send your answers in as quickly as you can because we need to close the draw by around about 10 to 7. Send it to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. And here's today's anagram. Rejiggle those letters to make something that I love, a crafting product that I love, and I know Debbie does as well. Got it? If you know what it is, send the answer in, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk, and one of you will win a £25 credit before 7 o'clock. And then, of course, everyone, if you buy something this hour, between now and 7 o'clock, will go into the draw to win your breakfast basket. So shop up and really kind of stock up on all those things you need from Hunky Dory and Crafter's Companion, and you'll hopefully be able to see everything that's in the show on the website as well if you go to hobbymaker.co.uk. So what we tend to do in the 6 o'clock show, it's a little bit of a kind of a pick and mix of some of the most popular items that we've had in recent days and weeks. And whenever you see a Hunky Dory magazine, you know that it's going to be amazing value for money. So if this is what you'd like to pop in your basket, you could be winning it for free. It's GNHD 24, and it's the latest magazine from Hunky Dory, and you don't just get the magazine, you also get an awful lot more. It should be $35.96 if you were to pay for everything you're actually going to get. Let me show you what you're going to get as extras. With the magazine, you can see here, you get a couple of card kits included, and they feature actually in the first couple of pages. So if you have a little look in here, you can see straight away it shows you some card making ideas, how to put them together, construction ideas and so on. And the first few pages relate to the kits that you actually get with it. So you're going to get your country living and also your peonies as well. So it's two mini kits basically. You get sheets of toppers with the kind of country cottages and that sort of thing. Beautiful, beautiful country scenes. Then you've got, of course, your welly boots with flowers coming out of it. The bird cage is there as well. And then you go on to your beautiful pretty posies, which are here as well. So you get 2 sheets each of the toppers, and then you're also going to get 4 sheets of the printed card and foil card as well. So all of this is included with the magazine for just $14.99. So wonderful artwork, wonderful, adorable scoreable, as you know and love. Then you come on to, after the card, your beautiful double-sided printed papers as well. You're going to get quite a few of those. Aren't they lovely? And that's a beautiful kind of country village scene, really, really sweet. And to top it off, to finish it all off, you get these inserts as well, kind of ghost printed inserts in a light ink, as you can see there. So that's the first thing you're going to get. Now that's got to be worth, you know, about £15 or something. It's got to be worth the cost of the magazine, let's face it. You're also going to get, included, a happy birthday die. Wow. I mean, you could pay easily £10 for that. Years ago, it would have been an awful lot more, but about a tenner for those 2 dies, I would have thought. You could easily pay £8, £9 for an embossing folder as well. That's included with the magazine too from Hunky Dory. And that's the sort of embossing you can absolutely enjoy. That's the debossed side, and then that's the embossed side. And then, on top of that, you're also going to get this, a beautiful collection of stamps in that kind of country theme as well. So again, add all those up, add all the value of those products up. You are quids in. You are literally quids in by going for the magazine. Maybe you've already bought one, because it came out maybe a week or two ago, and maybe you're thinking, do you know what, that'd be really good for a friend of mine down the road, or a friend of mine at work that said that they're quite keen on maybe taking up card making. You've got a chance to win £500 worth of hunky-dory goodies inside with a competition. 78 projects in this magazine as well. You can meet the team, people behind the scenes, but of course, importantly, you get, with the card kit that comes with the magazine, loads of ideas and inspiration. Look at all that beautiful cardstock you're going to be getting. You can build a bird hotel. You've got downloadable templates in there as well included. So it's absolutely jam-packed with loads of ideas as to how to use the card kits that you're actually getting in the collection, how to use the stamps, lots of kind of compilation ideas, how to make stepper cards, how to make standard cards, all that sort of thing. Those are the stamps, of course, that we've got included with it, giving you some ideas how to use those and how to colour those in as well. So what about an ideal price for this? I mean, whenever you see a hunky-dory magazine, you know the value is going to be absolutely off the charts. And it comes in a nice presentation box as well. So it actually comes gift boxed for you with all the goodies inside it. So $14.99, we still have a few of these available in stock. We don't have massive stocks of them. GNHD24 is the product code if you want the premium Hunky-Dory magazine, volume 19. Give us a call on the free phone number from a landline or, of course, a mobile. It's free as well. 0800 001 4433, and also hobbymaker.co.uk is the address if you want to order it on the website. Okay, now this is something I've not seen for a little bit actually, and I love the idea behind these. What you've got here is 36 sheets, and this is volume 2 of the Resist and Reveal. Now what this is, what the guys have done is they've actually printed these sheets with a clear ink or a white ink. And wherever that white ink is on the page, it will resist the ink that you actually put onto the cards. So you get lots of different designs. You get your flourishes and swirls. You've got your beautiful love hearts. Let me just show you the concept and you'll become clear exactly how these work. Now you can use any ink that you've got, any ink that's a favourite, whether it's your oxides or whether it's your Spectrum Noir ink pads or whatever ink pad it may well be. But when you add ink to the card takes the ink, but where it's been foiled, the foil resists. And you then have that superb pop of hearts. And it's also really shiny where it's been foiled as well. Now, 36 sheets in total. Alison's in. Morning, Alison. Nice to know you're there in Buckinghamshire. Let me just show you the different designs you've got. It's difficult for our cameras to pick them up, so I'll just try and get the angle right. You're going to get your flowers. You've also got your champagne glasses as well, your champagne flutes too. So it's everything to do with like flowers and celebration, really. You've got your beautiful damask prints on there as well. Lovely, aren't they? Let's go to another one. Oh, chevrons. So imagine that with funky colours. That would be really kind of quite retro. We've got your roses and leaves in there as well. Your funky, look at that, that's wonderful kind of musical notes. So you can make loads of cards. You can chop into these, make them smaller, make them into card blanks if you want to, and toppers. It's entirely up to you. You've got your stars on there as well. So that could be, again, for maybe a teenager's card or something like that. So you've got something for everybody in here, and it's under £10. Those love hearts are my favourite. We're nearly at Valentine's Day, aren't we? But love's all year round, isn't it? Now, this should be $12.99. This morning, if you like it, we can let you have it in your basket for under £10. And remember, your P&P will be charged on your first purchase today. Then everything else for the rest of the day will not have any postage attached to it whatsoever. So you can shop P&P free after you've bought your first item for the rest of the day. YRHD74. Let me just add a little bit of inking to one of those musical note ones. Just want you to see this, because this is fantastic. And it's like they're dancing in the sky. Really lovely. You can have so much fun with this. I've only got one colour here, but imagine using multiple colours on this. Maybe a yellow and an orange and a red. But it is just, the musical notes appear from nowhere. There we go, look. Aren't they lovely? So you can make your own backgrounds, make your own wonderful inky designs, but wherever those musical notes have been foiled or any of the other patterns in the actual pad, it resists it. So everyone will buy this, and we'll make it their own. You'll add your own favourite colours, you'll add your own favourite textures. It's all there for the doing. And 36 sheets for $9.99. That's pennies per sheet, isn't it? Really good value for about 30p a sheet, roughly. YRHD 74 will get you this today, the Resist and Reveal. And remember, if you buy anything in the show between now and 7, one person, no matter how much they've spent, small or large amounts, one person at random by our call centre will be drawn as the winner of their basket. So whatever you bought, you will be refunded for if you order something between now and 7 and a lucky winner. So that's the Resist and Reveal pad with 36 sheets in it. We've also got the sentiments as well. Now, the pad is great value. The sentiments are, I think, even better value for money because you've actually got 650 sentiments. And I know Hunky Dory over the months and over the years have done all sorts of different adorable, scoreable coloured sentiments with silver foiling, with gold foiling. Now, we don't have many of these at all, okay? £11.99 is your price. ZEHD 97. Now, they've all been die cut and they've all been foiled with that Resist foiling. So again, sentiments on here, what are these suitable for? We've got all sorts. You've got retirement, christening, best wishes for a bright future, happy graduation, home is where the heart is, sent with love. You get loads and loads and loads of them. You really do. 650 sentiments. Let me just pick one out. There we go. Good idea would be to actually ink them and colour them before you pop them out, because there is a little bit of a gap between each sentiment. But because they've been beautifully die cut for you, just simply, they pop out. You've then got a perfect coloured sentiment to whatever project you're working on. But again, wherever you've got that white foiling, the ink resists it and you colour them to whatever you want. Congratulations on your wedding day. What other sentiments have we got here? With love on your communion. So they really, they cover virtually everything. Welcome to the world, little one. For my wonderful fiance, to my wonderful nan, to a wonderful mother-in-law on your special day. So whatever the relation in your family might be, or whatever the need your card you're making for, then you'll find the right sentiment in here. But you're in charge. You've got all those Resist technique sentiments there that you can add the colour to easily, quickly, whatever you want to do and whatever colour you want to add, it's not going to be a problem. Now, this is just £11.99. There we are. In the light, you can see them a bit better there. And some of them are tags. Some of them you can layer up with your Calal glue, or some of them you can actually tie with a little bit of ribbon if you wanted to as well. That one at the top there, that says Happy Father's Day. This makes it 2p per sentiment. I mean, just adding and offering that as a service to the people you make cards for. You know, you can have a lovely topper on a card, or you could have maybe Santangled a card or design whatever card it is. But do you know if it's for a man, a woman, husband, wife, son, fiance, grandmother? Maybe you don't. So leave the sentiments off until the last minute, and then someone comes up and chooses a card from your stand or asks you to make a card at work, and then whatever the relation may be, whatever the reason for the card is, you've then got that perfect Resist tag that you can easily ink in the colour that works with the toppers. So this is just £11.99. It's ZEHD 97. And maybe you want to go for that with the Resist and Reveal pad that we just showed you a few minutes ago. That together would be just over £20 and just one P&P, remember, of £3.95. And that's for the whole day's orders. Do bear that in mind. Okay, now the other Resist and Reveal that we've got for you, the embellishment selection. Now, the only thing with these is they're a little bit difficult to show on camera because it's white on white, but if I get the angle right, you should be able to see the shine. There we go. Now, these are great because these are personalization. You can make names straight away. Now, this is only $14.99 and you're going to get 16 sheets of these. Now, it's not just letters. You've got uppercase and lowercase, but you've also got your numbers as well. So for milestone birthdays or non-milestone birthdays, you can be date specific and age specific. You get a good, 3 or 4 sheets of the numbers? Yep. And you've also got words like today and happy birthday, and you get the THs, STs, RDs and NDs there as well. So really cool. Let me just do 1 or 2 of these for you. Again, the actual numbers have got little dots all over them. So let me just... There we go. Add a little bit of inky colour. You can do it ombre, make it darker if you want to. Let's add a little bit more ink and make it as dark as it can be, so the numbers stand out that much easier. And there's little kind of foiled polka dots on here. And no matter how much ink you put on, that white foiling resists it. It never colours the ink at all. Again, pop it out. Nice, quick, simple and easy. And before you know it, you've got a coloured number with the white foil that will just pick up the light and shine beautifully too. So you don't also get numbers and letters. You're also going to get your dragonflies and butterflies. You get a few sheets, I think it's 4 sheets of each. And then you've also got your beautiful florals there as well, your wonderful foiled flowers. And you've got large ones and small ones. Let me just do one of the flowers for you as well. There we go. I do enjoy blending. It's quite therapeutic. Aren't they lovely? And again, you can layer them up, make them 3-dimensional if you want to. Put them on little stands, put them on little sticks, put them in displays, shake them a little bit. There we go, look. How cool is that? There you go. So where the foiling is, that's where it resists. Where it's just plain cardstock, that's where the ink takes. So you get loads of sheets in total, 16 sheets. It's about 490 elements, is that right? Yeah, about 490 elements in total, but I love the fact that you've got plenty of sheets of these little discs as well with the beautiful foiled letters. So it could be someone's initial, it could be a special spelling of a name that you struggle to find anywhere else. 494 pop-out die-cut elements, but the resist is there. Maybe you're a fan of the oxides. The oxides on these would look fantastic. You can use all sorts of ink pads from all sorts of brands. The hunky-dory ones, the Crafter's Companion one, Spectrum Wild, which is what I've been using here. And we have got ink pads from them coming up in the next show with a very special deal on the water resist. So that's coming up a bit later on. $14.99, AOHD 30. AOHD 30. Hello to Jocelyn, hello to Linda and Elaine. Jocelyn Jocelyn's gone for one. So nice one, Jocelyn. Linda's actually just checked out. So 16 sheets you get. So it's 4 designs, 4 of each. And remember, one person will get the actual contents of their basket this morning absolutely paid for by us. You'll get a refund, one person, if you purchase something between now and 7. We're very well aware that 6 o'clock in the morning is a very early time of day, so maybe you're not used to being up and about this time. I mean, lots of us have been told by you that you actually now make sure your TV wakes you up. So maybe you've got an alarm built into your television and you wake up to HobbyMaker every single morning at 6 o'clock, sit with us, a cup of tea and a bit of toast, and do a little bit of early morning shopping, because you do get really good opportunities in the early shows here. All day long you get great opportunities, but in the early show you could win your basket, and today, if you get that anagram right, you could actually get a £25 credit on your account as well. So any of the reveal and resist, or resist and reveal items, they're in the show right now. This one is just $14.99, and loads of you coming through for that. Angela's checked out in Nottinghamshire. Morning to Angela and Linda, Jocelyn and Elaine, hi to you as well. It's all there, all 16 sheets. So 4 sheets of letters, 4 sheets of flowers, 4 sheets of dragonflies and butterflies, and 4 sheets of numbers as well. All in there, they're all die cut, so making it nice and easy, and all on quality cardstock as well. So those are the resist and reveals. And now, the other item we've got from Hunky Dory is something that I had the pleasure of launching about a week ago it was, with the lovely Anne-Marie. Now, this is state of the art. This is Miri Card. Now, Miri Card can only be Miri if Miri have made it, because it is a brand name, okay? Now, when you see this ombre effect, I know everybody, no matter who they work for, really appreciates Miri and says, you know, it's some of the best cardstock in the world. But look at this. This is ombre. Now, what we mean by ombre is the colour from one side starts richer and more intense and gradually lightens as the sheet goes across. But it's sprinkled with this faux glitter. I mean, what do you see when you look at these? Do you see the night sky? Do you see thousands of gemstones? I mean, look at this wonderful teal one. So it goes from a darker teal on that side through to a lighter teal on the other. And you can see the screen that I look at to see what you're seeing at home. You can see the reflection of that. You can see the clock up the top there as well. So the Miri is absolutely superb. Now, in total, you get 48? Wow, 48 sheets. It makes it 40 pence a sheet. I mean, that ombre on the gold really, really works. This flew when it came out about a week ago. And if you didn't see it then, or maybe you bought it and you want to buy some more, because remember, these sorts of kind of limited edition cards aren't always available. They come out, they prove popular, they sell out. Sometimes they come back, but other times they just move on to different designs. So if you know you've fallen in love with this one, and it looks like it should be a really kind of gritty texture, like glitter card normally is, but it's perfectly, perfectly smooth, wonderfully shiny, wonderfully mirrored. 48 sheets of luxury. Whether you use the ombre on the left or on the right, doesn't really make any difference. You get 2 of each and some really stunning colours. Isn't that just beautiful? That's like a bronze going through to a lovely light gold. 2 of those. You've got teal, you've got green. But it's when you see, I mean, I'm doing it so it's reflecting the white back of the cardstock so you can really see the colour. Is it 4 of each? Oh, beg your pardon, I thought it was 2. 4 of each colour, wow, even better. So that means you get 12 colours, 4 of each. Yeah, look at that red, that deep, intense, rich red. Now, if you buy this today, you might win it. If you buy anything in the show, and obviously this show isn't quite as busy as our afternoon shows. People have got things to do first thing in the morning, and maybe you don't normally wake up till like 6:30, 7 o'clock or whatever. People are still sleeping. So a good opportunity, a good chance you might win what you actually spend in the 6 o'clock show this morning. We do this every weekday morning between 6 and 7. Get checking out. Now that one is a black, but it goes from black through to silver. So really intense and deep colour there, and then it gets much lighter on that side. So, if you're going to die cut these, imagine the effects you can create. A glitter effect without the shed. You've also got the ombre effect, and you've got that mirror. So kind of 3 effects all in one. Mirror, ombre, and the glitter for a fraction of what I would expect to pay. If I was being charged £1 a sheet for this, I wouldn't think that was expensive. So to get them for, did we say 40p? 40p a sheet. £19.99. This is the ombre glitter card, the glitter ombre Miri Megamix. Now this one is like a copper orange, isn't it beautiful? Really, really different. It only came out last week. Anne-Marie and I launched it, I think it was this time last week, or was it Wednesday last week? One of the days last week. But it absolutely went crazy. You loved it. If you want it today, under £20. I mean, look at the sort of cards you can make with this. You can cut them into strips, you can make them into banners, you can make them into all sorts of wonderful, wonderful cards, and mix and match your colours. You can plait with them, you can kind of do mosaic effects with them as well. LHHD 26, under £20, £19.99. Give us a call or go to the website, pop them in your basket if you'd like to. Pauline in Hampshire, morning Pauline, 0800 001 4433. We'll get you through to our call centre. Our call centre is in the building in the UK, and they're lovely, and they will, if you've never shopped with us before, give you an account, set one up for you, dead easy, quick and simple. Or if you've shopped with us before, you can either use the website or you can use our free phone number. It's entirely up to you, but don't let this pass you by. Don't miss out on your glitter ombre Miri Megamix. Now, the lovely Debbie Robinson is joining me. Hello, Deb's love.
Jump in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much, she says with the croaky voice then.
Thanks for getting up early.
Oh, well, do you know, when you're up, you're up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you get up, you get up.
That's what I
say. So that's how it is for me.
Now, Debbie and I have got a launch coming up of the Hobbymaker Highlight at 7 o'clock this morning, but we've also got, in this show, quite a few Crafters Companions goodies as well. I was so pleased when I came in this morning and saw the jigsaw dies. My heart leapt. I love these.
Them. Absolutely love them.
Think about if you've got maybe pictures of your family, your grandson, granddaughter, you've got your favourite cat, dog picture, whatever it might be. Or maybe you've got pictures of members of the family that you met up with last week or the week before. Now, to be able to take those pictures, mount them, or you don't have to mount them, but to be able to cut them and make them into jigsaw pieces, how does that sound? And then you can send a jigsaw of that picture to your loved ones, and they'll love it. You can make the jigsaw into a card. You can leave the jigsaw pieces separate if you want to.
Absolutely. You can do all sorts with these, Dave. These are brilliant. I mean, if you saw the shows yesterday, you'll see I did 3 or 4 demos. I can't remember how many I did. But it's just showing you how easy they are to use, but the fun shape of these. And it is about that personalisation. It is about taking them into your card making.
Oh, what a great picture.
And I do love that one. I just love the man as well. But it is all about that personalisation. I talked about this a lot in the shows yesterday as well, saying that it could be, you could be bespoking your makes for your people that are coming to you and asking you for, whether it be card making, whether it be puzzles. And another thing as well, Dave, it's so expensive. If you go onto those websites and check in, the minute you pop something to personalise, into a jigsaw form,
double the price.
It's double, triple the price. And I honestly absolutely adore these. So yes, you can be creating lots of lovely shapes with them. I promise you they're not all pictures of me. but honestly, these are fabulous. Whether you take them into any style of your card making, you can see the fabulous shape. You've got your love hearts, you've got your balloon in there.
That's a shaker jigsaw.
A shaker jigsaw, yeah. So literally take some pieces out of there, connect the rest to them, keep them glued together,
Now-
and you can create some really fun features. And it doesn't have to be personalisation.
No.
You could take things like your cardstock or your patterned papers and really go to town. Think about your nesting dies that you might have in your collection and personalising these. These are absolutely stunning.
You can make anything into a jigsaw. Now, what you're getting today, I cannot get my head round. These should be nearly £80,
Yes.
okay? You're going to get 6 different designs with jigsaw pieces in each and every one of them. Now, these are mixed media dies. What does that mean? It means that you can actually cut through grey board if you want to, so you can actually make them really solid, almost like wooden jigsaw pieces, you know, using grey board. But you can also equally just cut a photograph up, cut a topper up, just cut cardstock up if you want to. Maybe you've done a Santangle tile and you want to cut that up and make that into a jigsaw.
Yeah, absolutely, make it into a jigsaw. You can turn anything, any photo, any paper, any stamped image, you can turn anything into a jigsaw. And I love the fact that the shapes,
Yep.
so you've got some really nice shapes. They are a multimedia die, so they are going to cut through mount board, they're going to cut through materials as well. Ruth had a lovely idea yesterday about popping one through with some material and attaching it and appliquing it to the bag.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can, because it's a multimedia die. Also, I will say when you're using these, if you've got a Gemini machine, you must make sure you don't use your magnetic shim.
Right.
And that's the only thing. So your plate combination would be your 2 cutting plates, your plastic shim, and possibly your metal shim as well. You can go back and check that show yesterday. I think we did it from 5 till 6. You can go back and watch it on Catch Up, and showing you how easy they are to use. And there are release points at the back of the jigsaw as well for you to be able to release that jigsaw once it's die cut through.
Now, think about, you talked about fabric for a applique on a bag or a jacket. That would be cool. But what about maybe a jigsaw quilt?
Yes.
Put all the pieces together in fabric, stitch them into a quilt. That would be cool too, wouldn't it? And of course, you can print onto fabrics these days. So again, it could be an image that you've taken, that you've printed out on your PC, on your printer, printed it onto fabric, and then jigsaw cut the fabric.
Yes.
So the sky's the limit. And like you said, if you give that option to someone, if someone comes up to you and says, will you make a card, please? It's for my niece or my nephew. They've just had a new baby or whatever. Well, can I offer you a jigsaw service? Would you like a jigsaw of that new baby picture that got sent to you on your phone, print it off, make it into a jigsaw? And you get all these different shapes. So you actually get the jigsaw shape.
Yes.
You also get the butterfly shape. Going down, the next 2 down, you've got then the star and you've got the circle. And then on the top...
Balloon. It's a balloon.
Oh, is it a balloon?
It's a balloon. It's all right. it's bad to see from there. It is.
And then at the top, you've then got your speech bubble, which I love that one.
Oh, I love that one,
And then the
yeah.
love heart as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, anything now can be made into a jigsaw by getting these dies. Now, I said to you before, they should be nearly £80. I mean, some of them have got like 12 dies in them, one's got 10 in them. $29.99. This is a 60-odd% reduction of what the price should be. And this historically has been one of the most popular forms of die and designs of die that Crafter's Companion and Gemini have done. Because, you know, there aren't many dies that give you the versatility that this gives you. Whether you send the card already pieced together, and it's very visibly a jigsaw because you can see the lines of the pieces, or whether you send it in a little bag attached to a card so that people make the jigsaw themselves. I mean, that's what I love about it. You've got that option. Just leaving a piece out of the equation, just leaving one to the side so it's a little bit arty.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you can do with them. You can get really creative with them. So that's the missing piece one that we call the missing piece, the jigsaw piece itself. But just play around with your pieces and have a little play. If you're taking it into your card making, like I said, when it comes to the personalisation, I cut a few of these out for Safi because this is my 2 grandchildren, Sapphire and Ezra. And I gave, I love the beautiful names, yeah. But I gave her a jigsaw piece for her to complete. So not only did I give them the card, I gave them and popped it into a box. And I did it like she does with all the rest of her jigsaw pieces.
Yep.
I popped the full picture on the top of the box and then put the pieces inside for her to make up, like she does with the normal jigsaws. And such good fun. You imagine, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday, imagine what you would charge for a jigsaw piece puzzle if you were popping it into a box and doing it bespokely for any of you people that come to you and ask for. You can be making your money back. $29.99 is the initial outlay that we're asking. The only thing you decide then is, do you want mount board? Do you want to compress? Because you can actually, Dave, you can stick a couple of pieces. If you don't want to go down the mount board route, and we have got plenty of choices there, you can go and check out the website. They're on there. I think we had a bundle of 3 or something like that, 3 packs yesterday. But if you don't want to use that, you could stick cardstock together. So your Centura Pearl, you could stick 2 or 3 sheets to it, so you could create your own kind of thicker cardstock to go in. Because this is a multimedia die, so it will cut deeper, so it's enabling you to cut into those different types of medium, not just cardstock.
So the multimedia dies, just to remind you what you can cut into, they will cut into virtually anything. It could be crafter's metal that you want to make into a puzzle. It could be burlap and hessian. It could be mount board, grey board, anything like that at all. These dies will cut through, but they'll also cut through conventional card too.
Yes.
And if you haven't got or don't want to go to the expense of getting extra board or anything like that, just if you've got heavy duty cardstock, a good GSM, like a 350 GSM cardstock, just put the glue onto the back of the photograph, put the photograph down onto the cardstock, let it dry, and then just die cut it. And I actually, the other day, went into my local supermarket and one photograph I wanted printed off of my phone, and it was 20 pence.
Yes,
that's all it was.
Yeah, and there's even apps these days on your phones where you can get a certain amount of photos for free a month, and then anything extra you pay for. The only thing you're paying for there is your postage packaging. It was something that somebody told me about, and I use it all the time. Every month I take it up to my allowance. Normally I print off a lot more than that, Dave, because I'm obsessed with the grandkids. So I take thousands of pictures of them. But you can, that's the thing you can do. And not a lot of people do it these days. Everything's all digital on your phone.
Now, I don't know if you're like me. I get a lot of flyers through my letterbox for local businesses advertising this, that and the other. I always put them straight in the bin. I never even read them. Whereas if you've got a business and you want to do flyers, why not make your flyers into jigsaws? People will then want to put them together to see what it is. People will pay more attention. That's just a thought. So you can use this.
You're always thinking, Dave, like a crafter.
You can easily turn anything into a jigsaw.
Exactly.
Whether it's a photograph, whether it's a favourite image that you've got, maybe out of a magazine or whatever it might be, a favourite topper, a favourite die that you actually want to colour in, or a favourite piece of art that you've done and you want to turn it into a puzzle or a jigsaw. That was a combination between the two. $29.99 is your price for all 6 of those jigsaw packs, okay? So that works out to £5 each.
I know, honestly, Dave, you do make me laugh. Honestly, that would be something that I would have
A jigsaw and a puzzle.
Or both together, I think them together. But honestly, I just a great ideas there. Lots of great ideas that you can be doing. But you've got some fun pieces, but these are workable jigsaws. They really are. So a great set at the best. Can I just say the best ever price? I've never seen them. You're saving yourself over 60% here with this deal. It's absolutely amazing. I adore them. They really are. And they are standout ones. Dave, you're going to go in so we can show you.
I just want to show you.
Yeah, they're not. So your normal regular dies, especially with Crafter's Companion, we differentiate between the two, so it makes it easy. Silver dies or your thin metal dies, and multimedia, we change the colour and we change it into like a copper colour so that you know. I mean, visibly you'll see it when you have it side by side.
Okay. No.
But the actual make of it is in this lovely copper colour so that you know straight away that's a multimedia die. And you can see the thicker ridge around here, that thicker cut line. But these cut cleanly every single time. You can see the release holes, those dots in the middle are the release holes from the back. Especially if you cut into things like mount board. Mount board will not release from a jigsaw die. It won't release from any die. It has to be prized out because it's mount board.
Just use your poker tool, go through the hole at the back,
and
it just pops out.
Yeah, that's why we've put them there for you. But you'll get clean cut every single time. Just remember the combination if you've got a Gemini machine. If you haven't, and you've got other manual machines or electronic machines that are out on the market, just refer to your manual, or use the manual when it talks about multimedia dies and use that combination that they recommend.
Well, the combination of plates is actually in there.
Yes.
So they actually put a little note inside just so you know exactly what's what if you've got a Gemini machine. They will work in other machines, of course, as well. It's not just for Gemini machines, but if you want these today, they are incredible at £5 each. So as a card maker, you tell your best friends, okay, I can now make your cards into jigsaws or put jigsaw pieces in with a card. They can make it and put it on as a topper. What would you like? Would you like the heart shape? Would you like the balloon? Would you like the star? Would you like the little speech bubble? Also, all those different ones, £5 per die. And these are stunning. They're great. And you're going to have so much fun turning everything now into puzzles. You are 2024. That's the product code. One of the best deals around at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. When I saw the price down to $77.94, I think it was, I thought, ooh, okay, that's a bit to spend, you know, this time of the morning. And then Ellie, my producer, she said, oh no, that's what it should be. We're taking it down for $29.99.
Incredible. For under £30 for multimedia dies, for
Yep.
6 and jigsaw. So they've got like a combination of a die cut and a fun die cut as that, and a workable jigsaw, because these are workable jigsaws. Like I said, I haven't got any demos planned for this morning. If you'd want to watch the show, go back to yesterday between 5 and 6 with myself and Ruth, and I'll talk you through all of them. And I've done about 2 or 3 different cuts that I did, and show you how easy they are to work.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Pam, hello to you. Crafter in Greater Manchester, morning to you. Elaine, Heather, Carol, Sally, Lorna, Jocelyn, Yvonne in Greater London. All of you are going for this. One of you may well get told just before 8 o'clock by me that you've won your basket. You could be buying these for $29.99 today and actually getting a refund of them, because one person will win the contents of their basket if you shop between 6 and 7. I'll announce the winner just before 8 o'clock, before Jewellery Maker and Sewing Street take over. Okay, now let's show you a storage solution. Another really popular item that was on the other day. Now, usually you see storage folders and they're just for dies, let's say.
Yes, that's what so our normal storage. I'll tell you what happened here. Customer feedback, people telling us that they wanted something, and especially matching. So they match all of our die storage and stamp storage, but this is like a tool kit. Actually, to be fair, Dave, it's anything you want kit to put in. Now, all of these pockets, can I just show you, come out. So we've got each one of those come out. It is absolutely genius. And if I just take that out, this is a big folder. Now, I don't know if you caught Michelle when she launched these, but she crammed absolutely everything, because Michelle travels by train, she don't come in a car, so she needs something that's handy to be able to put all the kit into. So she uses it that way. I know our Craig, and he won't mind me saying it, but he would be carrying medications and things like that into his. I was thinking toiletries in my head, thinking, oh my God, I've got to have one of these. But they've got that clear wallet, they've got the, and everything's reinforced with ours. It's a reinforced zip, but everything's got deep pockets in here as well. And you've got 4 pockets in each one that then sit, and this hook and loop system that we have, it's super strong. You just pop that and line it back over the centre.
Clever.
And then if you only want to take maybe, you know, one piece out, if you don't want the whole thing on your desk, if you're crafting at home, you will take one out and you've got it there ready, visibly to see everything in there as well.
The pockets are wiped clean,
They
so
are,
if you do accidentally have a spillage or a bit of ink comes out of an ink pad or something like that, you can easily clean it up. Really strong pockets, nice big open pockets as well, so you can see easily what's inside there.
And this is the beauty, you know, of being able to see what you've got stored in there. Now, I know you can get ink pads, you can get your tools. I know Michelle had scissors, toolkit, ink pads, glues.
Heat gun.
You got absolutely anything you want. And when I say for a crafter, I want you to think about this as being a storage system for anybody. Anybody with makeup brushes. My niece, who's obsessed with makeup, she's got that much makeup. I'm even thinking of getting her one for her. So she's got everything to hand. And it is that reinforced zip. The zip goes all the way around. So it's one of those all-around zips. And of course, it's the brand colour, shall we call it? Our brand colour of purple as well. But it is matching. So if you are in your craft room and you've already got your die storage systems, this is going to match as well. But it's one of those portable systems to be able to carry around with you and take around as much or as little as you want.
Hello, Carol in Lincolnshire. You're in already for this. One extra surprise. You're not just getting the actual storage bag. You're also getting 3 glue pens as well in different sizes. You've got your very fine glue pen. You've got your bullet nib. And then you've also got the bigger bullet nib as well. So these are, this is the blue glue, isn't it?
It is. We call it the blue glue because it comes out blue. You want it, so it's our glue. What you want to do is, it'll come out blue so you can see it, first of all. And you're then going to let it go to like a bit of a tacky stage, which when it starts changing colour, it goes into the white, so it dries clear. That's when you'll apply things like your gilding flakes or your glitter. So the very fine pen one is perfect for all your fine glitter details. You know, when you want to go in with that little tiny detail, absolutely perfect for. But then we're giving you a choice of 2 nibs. So the bullet nib and the chisel nib means that you can then go on to your bigger projects, your bigger items, you can write with them. And like I said, they work beautifully with our gilding flakes and any glitter,
now,
absolutely any glitter.
Any storage that we bring you at HobbyMaker always goes very, very fast. You can never have too much storage as a crafter. But like Debbie quite rightly said, it doesn't have to be used for crafting. crafting all the time. You use it for all sorts of things. But there's loads and loads of room. I didn't realise they actually came out,
Yes,
so that's a
it
real
makes
bonus.
it portable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it... So like I said, if you don't want... You imagine that all full, Dave.
Yeah.
It might be too bulky for your desk, so you're going to take one of the wallets out and then whatever one you're using, put the other one under the table or under your craft desk. But when it comes to terms of, I mean, you're going to see, because I know Debbie's coming up next week with these as well, and she'll show you, because I know Debbie, she doesn't travel lightly any more than I do, and it'll be jam-packed full. Go back and watch that show that Michelle did, and you can see Michelle's bag and the things that she's carried in there as well.
I mean,
it's an absolutely fantastic storage system.
Ink pads could go in there.
Yep.
You could have your Spectrum Noir pens in there, your alcohol ones in one side, your water-based ones in the other. You know, the sky's the limit. You can put dyes in some of these as well, some of your adhesive. Now, this should be nearly £50, but we've dropped the price to under 40 and given you the 3 glue pens as well. What would the glue pens be worth? They must be, what, £7 or £8?
Do you know, I'm totally honest, I cannot tell you. I don't know.
9.99 anything. So
I know. I'll be totally honest. I can't remember. I used to work in store, Dave, many moons ago, and I used to remember all prices of everything.
Yeah.
Since I've moved over to the other side, I'm absolutely shocking because we're always doing great deals. So I can never keep up with everything.
no, exactly. The prices are so good here at HobbyMaker. If you want this, then remember it's branded Crafter's Companion in the corporate colours.
Yep.
It's a lovely made bag as well. Really strong, really sturdy.
Yeah, and the
comfortable
thing
handle.
is, with our handles, Dave, we stitch them in.
Yeah.
We don't have them. Do you know, like you get sometimes with the little loops and things? They're not. It's stitched into the actual design. Leanne is a stickler for detail, and it really is about all that detail. So our zips are those reinforced zips that when you have got something weighty in there, and when we say weighty, look at the width that this goes to, and it will expand a little bit more as well, because once you've got those in full, you have got this big space to be able to carry it, and then it will hold the weight.
Well, remember, you may well win this. One person
yeah,
that buys
about that.
anything in the show before 7 o'clock will win what they've bought. You can win your basket. You don't have to do anything other than just buy something, whether you're on the website, whether you're on the phone lines. And one person will be selected, and I'll announce the winner just before 8 o'clock this morning. So if you're buying this, you may not be paying anything for it. How about that? 0800 001 4433 ZX 2045 if you want that ultimate storage system, not just for dies. This is for anything, including your tools, your ink pads, that sort of thing as well. $39.99 with the bonus of the 3 glue pens. Now, talking of adhesives, we've got an adhesive bundle here for you. Now, we did an adhesive show the other day, and I wasn't quite sure how popular it was going to be. I thought the whole show on adhesives, it was massively busy. It's something that every crafter, we all need.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And even if you're not a crafter, you need glue.
Yeah.
You need adhesives in your home.
You do.
Now, in this bundle today, you're going to get the same 3 pens I just showed you with the storage bag. So the fine pen, the bullet nib, and then the slightly larger bullet nib as well. You get those in there. You're going to get your 3D Collal glue. Now, this is the dimensional glue.
It is. It's the thick glue.
It's the thick glue. Now, that will basically set rock solid, but it gives your decoupage dimension. When you want height to something, that's the glue to go for. And you see lots of the Crafter's Companion
And you're
games
getting
in
all the
this.
tools, Dave.
Yep.
So I'm just going to show you. Do you mind if I just do this
No,
to
no,
show
no.
people? Because I know we don't often do this. So I just want to show you. This is our 3D Collal glue. I call it chunky glue because it's got thick gloopiness to it. Dries clear. Now, when you get this, these tools are, I always call it the corned beef key. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
But it's what's going to enable you to move your glue down your tube, and I'll show you that in a second. You've got a syringe in here as well. So this syringe is where you're going to put your glue into, and then your little cap as well. This one is for the top of your glue, so I'm just going to show you a second. And again, oh, it looks like someone's already opened this. Oh, the little devils. There you
Someone
have.
opened it?
Someone's opened it, and do you know what? This is a way of not to do this, and I will tell you why. But someone's pierced an hole in, and I can't get the glue out because air has got into it.
Right.
So what this does, when you get it home, you shouldn't have this pierced here. So I'm not sure who's done that, but you would take back your, take off the silver covering, thank you, and then you would squeeze into your tube. Now, I can't do this now because air's got into it, but I'm going to explain why. So you would squeeze that into there, and you could use your tool, and if you just pop that into that end, it then enables you to squeeze down the glue. Now, I'm going to see if it has... Yeah, it's completely dried because there's an air bubble there. But you would then just use that to... pop that in, turn it so it puts the glue into the tube. Make sure the glue goes right up to the very tip. And when you've got that in, you put your plunger back in, right up, and then make sure that all the air has come out, and then pop the top on.
Right.
And it means that you can store it into there, so you might not want to use all that amount of glue. I've heard people say that they just put enough glue in for what they're using on the particular project.
Yep.
That's entirely up to you. You can then put your screw top onto that, which is what should have happened with this, and then squeeze it right up to that tip.
Okay.
You take your scissors and you're going to just snip off the end, and it means it's ready to go straight out of the tube as well if you don't want to use your tools.
Now yours will come completely intact and unopened,
Yes,
okay?
and can I just say as well, Dave, when you are, so what will happen is once you've taken that seal off, what you need to do is make sure right up to the very top, you squeeze that up till the glue just pops out at the very top, and then pop your cap back on so that there's no air bubbles in there.
Right.
What's happened here now is that someone's opened this up and pierced it, and that's what's happened. The air's got inside, and it means now it's rendered useless.
Yeah.
And all that gorgeous glue that's in there, I could cry.
Oh.
Because it is my favourite glue. It's absolutely fabulous for your dimension.
Now, you also
That's how
get-
you would use your tools.
You also get your tape pen, and this is the ever so popular Crafter's Companion tape pen with 22 metres?
22 metres
22
of
metres.
double-sided strong adhesive. It's what we consider the dry glue. So we've talked about wet glue.
Yep.
That's a wet glue. This is a wet glue. This is your dry glue.
And then to tap it all, and
Yeah.
to top it off, we've got the tacky glue. Now, where does that come into play then, the tacky
So
glue?
the tacky glue, now for me, tacky glue is an absolutely fabulous glue. It comes out white, dries clear. It's a water-based medium, so it's water-based. So when you've got it, you do need to give it a shake.
Yep.
You've got a top that you'll just unscrew, but this is what's going to be perfect for, and I'll say this, for construction. So do you know your boxes, when you're going to seal your boxes, this is going to be a great one. Coated cardstock, so anything with a coating or like a mirror.
Yep.
This is the glue that you'll need to use.
Gotcha. Right.
Because
The non-porous.
Yes, because normally this glue with water content will soak in. So this would not be the one that you use for your mats and layers with papers, do you know, like we talk
Right.
about and you see us use, because you'll get a warpage because it soaks in to the cardstock. But coated cardstock, like glitter cardstock, mirror cardstock, is the perfect glue to use for that. And then also your construction, your gems, your jewels, your ribbons and all those kind of things, you're going to use this too. And I've even known Leanne stick an heel down when her heel snapped.
Wow.
She used tacky glue to seal it to
Okay.
make sure before she got home, so she got home in one piece.
So tacky glue,
Yeah.
Halal glue gel, the tape pen, and the pack of 3 blue glue pens. XB 20.95. Now 18.97. Is that the final price? What a deal! What a deal for all of
absolutely.
that. It should be £26.96. It's £18.97 today if you want to have the glue solution to solve all your needs. You'll have it literally every type of adhesive you need at your fingertips if you go for that today. So elsewhere you might, if you were buying all those individually, you pay a lot more for them. Plus you'd be probably paying lots more P&P as well. Our P&P is capped at £3.95 for the whole day, no matter how many orders you make between midnight and midnight. So you can have the whole day now after buying one thing, P&P free if you bought something in this show. And you could be winning this. One person wins their basket if you shop between now and 7 o'clock. So any of the hunky-dory goodies, any of the Crafter's Companion goodies we've got on the show today, have a little look on the website, which is hobbymaker.co.uk. You'll see everything there. Pop it in your basket and check out before 7. You could be winning your breakfast basket. Okay, so from adhesive, where should we go next? Should we do a recap on one of the best sellers? Because the jigsaw dies, they're going so quickly. I'm not at all surprised.
No.
I mean, a jigsaw die, it works out to £5 per die if you buy the set of 6.
Yeah.
And you've actually got 12, 22, 33, 45, 57, 67.
You could do maths really
Elements.
quick, can't you, at this time in the morning?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
67 elements. That's basically the pieces that you'll be
It
making.
is,
67 pieces creates 12 tiles or jigsaw pieces in one of them, 10 in another, 12 in another, and basically they're different shapes. So you've got the speech bubble, you've got the love heart, you've got the jigsaw shape itself, you've got the balloon, and you've got the star. All of them come to just £29.99, so that is £5 per die. You are absolutely loving it because the potential is massive. Now, those of you that have got it in your baskets, hello, Danny in Surrey, Lorna in West Midlands, Janice in Surrey, and Christine in Greater London, still to check out, and Sharon's there as well in Suffolk. Think about what you want to make into a jigsaw. It may not be for the front of a card. It might just be you want to send someone a favourite picture that you took of them maybe at Christmas when they came to visit, and you want to just put the pieces as a surprise in an envelope and just send it to them. Maybe it's going to be that picture.
And it could, because this is a lovely picture that we took, the stock picture, but you literally can bespoke pieces, whether they be hanging decorations, whether it be cards into your scrapbooking, whether it be puzzles. You've got a multimedia die. I mean, it looks beautiful when it's all sealed down. So that what the lovely Julia's done here is she sealed it all down. She stuck them together. You will need, if you're going to do that, because it won't stay. This is a real jigsaw, Dave. So let me just explain. And if you saw the shows yesterday, you understand. When it's in the jigsaw, when you poke those pieces out, they are jigsaw pieces. So if you want to keep like a solid picture together, you need to seal the back with some glue. Tacky glue, if you bundle, you go in there, or just stick them onto some cardstock so that they're not going to move if you're taking it into card making.
I mean, imagine if you got like a baby scan picture.
Yes, I was just going
to, you know, keep the original, don't cut that, but certainly take a copy of it, make it into a jigsaw, send it to the grandparents.
Yeah, exactly. What a great, honestly, they're just such fun dies. And they are multimedia dies. They are a multimedia, which means you will cut through those thicker cardstocks, your mount board, your fabrics, and all those other denser, thicker materials, because the die enables you to be able to do that. But of course, the shapes, I mean, the shapes are just fabulous. I mean, the butterfly, I absolutely adore the butterfly one. The beautiful star one, that is a gorgeous one as well. And when we talk about pictures, it doesn't have to necessarily be pictures. That's a lovely one, just with some pattern paper on there. Looks absolutely stunning. And it does mean that you can die cut, have a lot of fun, and die cut into absolutely anything.
Because they are multimedia dies, it's not just about cardstock. It's not just about grey board. You can cut fabric, you can cut hessian, you can cut crafters metal. All those things you can now make into a jigsaw. So think about how you want to make maybe a jigsaw quilt. That would look amazing. You know, quilts can be quite traditional, can't they? But you can make it a lot more contemporary and a bit more quirky if it's been made into a jigsaw. And remember, it does come with details of how to use your plates as well. So it's not just for a Gemini machine. You can use these dies in any other machine, but just be careful about your plate formation, because they are slightly deeper dies than the conventional everyday dies. Okay, but that means you can cut a lot more different materials. $29.99. If you buy that now, you may not be paying for it, because one person, if you shop in the next 10 minutes, will win their basket for free just in the first show in the morning between 6 and 7. So we've got a screen full of people that have checked out already this morning. Thank you for waking up with us. Maybe you've got work, you work 9 to 5 maybe, or shift work or whatever, maybe you just got in from the night shift, or you're just getting up to sort the family out, or you're just getting ready to go to work, and you thought, oh, I'll get this before I go. Pop it in your basket, takes 2 seconds, order it online if you want to on your phone, if you're a passenger in a car or something, you can do it that way. You are 2024, whatever you want to make now into a jigsaw, you can.
And that's
really fun.
It really is a lot of fun. And like I said, you can go back and check that show yesterday. I'm pleased that people haven't missed out, because it was on at 5 and 6, and we know not everybody, you know, we have people joining us throughout the afternoon. Some people watch us the whole time, but it is a lovely opportunity to get out of it. And I'm so pleased so many have taken advantage of that. Over 60% saving on these multimedia dies.
Nearly £80 worth for $29.99, and they're not reduced because they haven't been popular. They're some of the most popular dies.
No, we haven't had them here. I think it was August the last time, if I remember rightly. We haven't had them here very often, and that's just because every single time we bring them, they fly out, and it's something that we've been bringing back. It's not something that we've retired off, because jigsaw dies are so popular. And there is as well, go and check that website out, because there's another option there for you with a starter bundle. You can go and check that out as well, where there's a 5x7 jigsaw piece along with some mount board and some sentiment stamps that would work beautifully with those pieces.
You've only got 8 minutes to check your baskets out before the next show starts, and of course then the Win Your Basket competition is only valid for 6 till 7, so get your order checked out quickly, and you could be winning the value of your basket. Now we've also got this. Now this is the chalkboard stamp set. Now this is very much folk art, isn't it?
It's
like
lovely,
the old canal barges.
Yeah. So those lovely, do you know, we talked about this. Do you know when you go to your favourite restaurants or your favourite pubs, they usually have like chalk, you know, on the boards above the bars and things like that, or on the A boards outside. It's got that style, that writing style. well.
Canal boat feel as well.
Yeah, but these are fabulous sentiments. Look at this one. Life is too important to be taken seriously by Oscar Wilde. Absolutely brilliant sentiments. Enjoy this. Enjoy the
sweet little moments.
Thank you very much, Dave. My eyes aren't working very well.
Go out there and do amazing things.
I love that one.
Yeah,
That's one of my favourite ones. And look at that one. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Really lovely sentiments behind them. But these are incredible. Look at that. The greatest...
Now, this should be $49.99. $49.99. Look at our price today. $28.99. That's all you pay if you want these stamps today. Maybe these are the verses you've been looking for, or like Debbie said, you've gone to the local pub or whatever and seen the kind of signage in there thinking, I really like the way that looks like. I wonder how I could do that myself. Well, here are the stamps that make you achieve that. And of course, it's lending itself. You can use your white inks.
Well, white
embossing
inks,
powder.
embossing powders, heat set them, ombre inks. You can use anything to create an ombre effect. You can not just, I mean, obviously they pop beautifully with white and black, but this is a stamp. You can stamp onto vellums,
it's all about
on acetates, any kind of medium, and with any kind of ink as well.
It's all about positivity as well. Life is
absolutely.
tough, but so are you.
Yeah,
the
they
greatest thing you can be is yourself. Love it, absolutely love it. And they're lovely sizes as well. So perfect for maybe your 7x7 cards, just sitting as a tile in the centre of that. And that's all you need really on the card. Job done.
Yeah, and look, do what, wait a minute, read it again.
Do more of what makes you happy.
Thank you, Dave.
You don't have to be perfect to be amazing.
It's a good job because I'm not.
Go out there and do amazing things. Enjoy the sweet little moments. Life's too important to be taken seriously. Laughter is the best medicine. Back to the beginning. Make your dreams happen. And then lastly, may you be forever blessed. So all 10 of those for $28.99. Nice one, Sally.
A lot of stamps for the money.
Now,
a lot of stamps.
The anagram that we set you just after 6 o'clock this morning. One of my favourite crafting products, and it's coming up actually in the next hour. There we go. Rearrange those letters. What is that crafting product that's coming up in the next show? What could it be? Ta-da! Gilding flakes. I think a lot of people got it right, didn't they? And the winner is, of a £25 credit, Yvonne Lind.
Oh, lovely.
Yvonne, nice one. Congratulations. It's worth taking part.
I wonder what Yvonne had in the basket.
Well,
I wonder what
I
she
don't
had
know.
in the basket.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, we'll announce the winner of the basket in the next show, just before 8 o'clock. But Yvonne has won a £25 credit.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Yvonne's got a £25 credit coming onto her account, which you can spend on anything.
Oh, that's
with us
amazing, because
on
we've got
HobbyMaker.
some great deals this
Yeah, we
morning.
have,
There's
yeah.
been some fabulous deals on.
We've got a new HobbyMaker Highlight, which is why Debbie's here. One of the reasons Debbie's here, and it's amazing. You're going to love it. Embossing folders with nesting dies. They are great. They're brand new. OU2049, though, if you want those stamps. And remember, check out your baskets before 7. You've got 4 minutes left, and I could be telling you that you've won the contents of your basket for nothing before 8 o'clock this morning.
Good luck.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
It couldn't be easier to watch HobbyMaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
HobbyMaker are live from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day on Sky Channel 670, FreeSat Channel 807 and Freeview Channel 73. You can also watch on YouTube via some smart TVs, your computer and phone.
Here at HobbyMaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with HobbyMaker.
Here at HobbyMaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your HobbyMaker account sound? Every month we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky HobbyMaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random and will announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated and get inspired with HobbyMaker.
If you've recently missed your favourite show on HobbyMaker, it's really easy to catch up on our website. Simply visit hobbymaker.co.uk and click TV Guide. Here you'll be able to choose any show broadcast in the last 7 days, which you can watch, pause and rewind at your convenience. And to make shopping even easier, any items featured in the show will appear underneath. With HobbyMaker's Catch Up, there's never a reason to miss out, no matter what time of day. Hi everybody, good morning. Welcome back to HobbyMaker on Thursday. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a nice, easy into Thursday morning. And remember, one person from the last show that's ordered something could win their basket and will win their basket, announced before 8 o'clock. So stay with us for that, definitely. And really glad you tuned in for the launch of today's HobbyMaker Highlight. Now, what is that? It's one product that we select every single day that represents the most incredible value for money, the best deal, one of the best deals of the day, from one of our great suppliers, whoever it might be. Today, it is Crafter's Companion, and you'll see this now at 7 and again at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And those are the only two scheduled shows. And the price on what we've got for you is amazing, and it's a bit of a twist on what you'd normally expect to see. We've seen embossing folders, we've seen cut and embossing folders that have got a single die in them, but I don't remember seeing three-dimensional embossing folders with multiple nesting dies to go in the center. That's what we're bringing you. So it's a twist on something that I know you're going to absolutely love. AW2064, you're going to get both of these up the top. You get the square, you get the rectangle, you get the oval, and you get the diamond. But of course, the rectangle is the embossing folder, three-dimensional embossing folder, but then you've got all of these nesting dies to cut out the center and to have a layer, mat and a layer, in the centre of the actual frames themselves. They are absolutely beautiful. Now let's get that price in. What should they be? Should be just they should be $39.96. So basically $9.99 each, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. So $39.96 for all those dies and all of those embossing folders. But that price is what you should be paying. $9.99 each is a great price. $34.99. First time we've seen them today. This is the HobbyMaker Highlight launch. Debbie's got the boards to show you.
I am. I'm going to talk to you about them because I love embossing folders. I absolutely love embossing folders. And I love when we do our 3D embossing folders because you're getting extra sculpture, extra dimension, and they really do give you a real fabulous embossed detail. Now, what we've done with these, now they've been designed, before I start talking about these, because I have always said this, when we do a frame, because these are framed embossing folders, but a lot of people, they don't know what to do with the centre. So this is why Leanne's thought about it and the team, and then they thought, well, what if people are struggling and not knowing what to do, do they put some flowers in there? Do they stamp an image into there? Let's make it easy and let's design something to be able to focus on that centre. And this is why we've brought 3D embossing folders with nesting dies and multiple possibilities in what you can do with them. So I'm going to show you and talk you through those because Leanne's designed these with good reason. So we're going to talk about the designs first of all. So you can see straight away this lovely 3D frame, and it is 3D. You've got that thicker plastic, and I'll talk about your combinations and everything else that you can do with them. Of course, taking your inks to them look absolutely incredible. But that frame can work on its own. So that beautiful embossing folder will work just equally beautiful on its own. What you've now got is a set of nesting dies to be able to concentrate on that centre. Yeah. And this is the centre that you can then take each one of those dies and mat and layer in coordinating colours with your inks or your papers that you're embossing into and create like a lovely decoupage effect. You can also create a aperture.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be able to take it into an aperture because you've got these dies to create the aperture that will fit inside that centre frame.
So you could have
But
a
then
shaker in
you
the
could have a
middle of it.
shaker, you could have the aperture that cuts through, so your card, and then you could have your nesting dies behind the back with your sentiment on the inside of your card.
Mm-hmm.
You can also then take it, and I'll show you some examples in a second, where you can create inner page effects as well. So there's lots and lots of different things that you're going to be able to do with these by combining the both. We could have done a set of, like Dave's mentioned, cut and emboss folders, but it would have only been able to have the one.
Yes.
We wouldn't be able to give you multiples. It would be impossible to do.
So these nesting dies are a game changer.
Yeah, and let's remember, embossing folder works lovely on its own. Nesting dies, you're going to be able to take into your other crafty stash that you've got.
Yep.
But combine them together with your frame, you've got some multiple possibilities. I always say this with anything. I look at things now from a crafty point of view, because I've been crafting for a long time, Dave, and I used to be the all or nothing kind of girl, buy absolutely everything. I'm a bit more conscious in how I spend my money now. I'm a bit more, not careful, because that's the wrong word, but I want it to do more than one thing.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, do these now do that, because you've got embossing, nesting, combined together, multiple possibilities, and then some fabulous shapes. So that's your regal rectangle.
Well, Alexandra and Sally have already checked out, haven't even seen the full designs yet, so thank you for that. But those will be coming in.
Absolutely. The stylish square, that lovely frame design again, then all the nesting dies with those endless opportunities. Then you've got the decadent diamond. So again, you can see it speaks for itself, the volume that, it's that lovely diamond shape. And then lastly, you've got the opulent oval. And all the frames have got this beautiful embossed detail, that really 3D feel to them. But then what it is for me, Dave, is all the different ways you can use them.
Yeah.
So you can take them into your aperture, your different styles of apertures that you do. This is a lovely diorama card. So diorama style with the inside cut out and then a sentiment going there. So it's created that lovely aperture effect.
So it's like a window that you can see into the back of the card, yeah.
We talked about having shaker cards.
Yep.
So this is a lovely one that's been created to create shaker. Add your foam behind the back and then lift it, and you've got that element. But again, equally, look at the gorgeous design, that extra depth and dimension that you get with a 3D folder. It's not a regular folder, this is 3D. So you've got that sculpture because you've got the flat to the raised, to the really, really raised element on each one.
I think it kind of mixes tradition and modern brilliantly.
Together.
Yeah, and it works.
And then because you've got the nesting dies, then you can have some real fun in terms of how you're going to place them into there. Now that's the square and then the diamond together, and then using the nesting dies to create a lovely little stepper card as well. So we're going to talk about all different ways. I've got lots of demos planned throughout the two shows that I'm up to date. Again, another little shaker card that we're going to concentrate on.
Beautiful.
But what about then having, and this is that embossing folder with that lovely centre frame, but then taking the nesting dies and creating this beautiful style, this lovely diamond-shaped style. Absolutely fabulous. And then again, look, another fun card where you can take it and you can do your ombre effects or your mixture of colours, absolutely anything you want. That's a lovely one because it's got lots of different colours of water reactive inks there. And then that piece has been done, so it's not been cut out to create an aperture, it's just been layered up with foam pads or your 3D collal glue to create some really lovely depth and dimension every single time. And I'm just going to show you, because I did this just before the show started.
Oh, hello.
One where you can cut out your aperture, and then one where you can literally lift it and use them to create your mats and layers, both the same style, both that lovely oval, but different ways. And then the one that I forgot to bring with me in here is the one that I did with the solid one, because it is a nest. At the end of the day, it's a 3D embossing folder. But the nesting dies give you then multiple opportunities to create multiple ways to use them, Dave.
So, like Debbie was saying, you can layer them to create like a pyramid with your elements. You can, of course, use the technically the waist to create like an inversion design. You've got the aperture element. You can create shaker cards. There's just so many ways you can use these. And of course, you can use the dies away from the embossing folders as well, because they're not a permanent fixture inside the folder. So to get them all today, on the website, they're $9.99 each. If you buy them as a set of 4, and if you love one, the chances are you're going to love all 4 of them, they're only $34.99. They are today's Hobbymaker Highlight. So that makes them around about £8, £8.50 per die set and embossing folder, and they are 3-dimensional ones as well. So you've seen with those finished cards, there's so much versatility. Normally with cut and emboss folders, they do one thing and one thing only. They do them brilliantly, but with these separate nesting dies that fit the aperture in the center, it just means you've probably got at least 4 or 5 different ways of using them. $34.99. Now, if you want them as pairs, you can get the oval and diamond down the bottom, if that's your 2 favorites, and we can do a bit of a deal on that for you as well, I believe. So the oval and diamond together, if you want those, there we go. So you get the diamond dies, you get the oval dies, and the 2 embossing folders. $19.98 is the price if you buy them at full price, but we can do a deal. We'll give you an extra couple of pounds off the price as well if you want those 2 together and just 1 P&P. $17.98, you get those 2. That's UT 2057. Or if you want the square and the rectangle dies, then they're up here as well. So that's going to be another price deal for you at $17.98. So a couple of pounds better off in your pocket by buying them as a duo. That's £2 towards your shipping and handling of just $3.95. And that's the one time you pay it during the day. Just 1 P&P of $3.95 all day long. The rest of your deliveries, the rest of your orders will be free of postage, okay? But that's the best way to get it, is in the bundle of 4, because you're going to get the best saving. And you're also going to get, of course, all of them delivered to your door. How many dies are there in total? I think there's 4 in each one, I believe.
Yeah,
it's a 20-piece collection.
Yeah, so you're getting your embossing folder and then your 4 nesting dies in there that sit in that frame.
Yep.
So they sit in the frame, or like we've said, you can create apertures as well, so you could cut through by using them. And different styles of apertures as well, because you've got those 4 nesting dies. You can create one, the largest one, and I'll show you a second when we do the demo, just to show you just the possibilities that you have with these fabulous sets.
Now, before we go on to a demo, can I just give you a heads up? We do have another amazing offer on embossing folders just in front of me here. Now, these are from various different collections that Sarah and the team at Craft Companion have brought out, but we put them as a bundle for you. This price is incredible. One of my favourite embossing folders of all time, this one here. It's not just an embossing folder, it's also got stencils in it. So it will not only imprint that beautiful sunrise or sunset, but it also gives you the stencils so you can colour them in very, very easily as well. That's my favourite embossing folder of all time. That's in there. You've also got this one up here, which is from the Country Lane collection. So this is a cut and emboss. So here you've actually got the garden gate and the aperture, so you can look through out into the fields or into a garden or whatever you want it to be. So that's in there. You're also going to get this combination of...
This is from Wisteria. Oh, Dave,
Wisteria.
Another beautiful embossing folder with stencils to be able to create the colour. So those 2 there, that top one is the cut and emboss. Those 2 there are the embossing folders with the stencils.
Yep.
So if you love the idea of being able to colour the imagery in your stencil, you've got stencils that make it embossing. The stencils make it really easy to create that colour with ease.
Another firm favourite is the 3-dimensional chandelier from the Masquerade Ball collection. That's in there as well. And then lastly, you've got this one here, which is the beautiful parasol from the Garden Party collection, okay? And that's actually,
It's 3D. What we've done, Dave, with this, it's like a starter bundle for anybody who wants to try embossing, because we know that people are just starting out in crafting, people that maybe have not tried a particular craft. The embossing, what we've done is giving you a sample of what we do at Crafters Companion. So we've got 3D embossing folders. So you've got 2 of those 3D embossing folders in there. You've got 2 what we call standard embossing folders, but they're not just standard because they've got the stencils in there. And then we're giving you a taster of the cut and emboss folder at the back as well. So you're getting like a starter kit, a starter bundle, which is going to be perfect for anybody starting out into that route of embossing, or maybe giftable elements, because wait till you see. I mean, is that the price?
Is that price come down?
Honestly, I was just going to say, is that the price?
It is
Wow.
65% off the original price. We've taken it down to less than £20. $19.99 gets you all
brilliant.
5 of these. That is £4 per embossing folder. And remember, a lot of them have got stencils in them as well.
With
One of
the
them's
3
got a die in
stencils.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And they're
Crazy
some
price.
of the most popular embossing folders that we've ever done. That one in particular, we just can't keep in stock for love nor money. The chandelier's also been hugely popular. That wisteria, that as a collection, I think sold out. It was very, very popular, and that was one of the most popular elements in it. To get that embossing folder with the 3 stencils as well to colour in your wisteria is superb. The Garden Party parasol, the Country Gate looking out to the fields, it's all for you for $19.99. It's a bargain, absolute bargain with a 60% reduction off the price. 11 pieces in there in total, including your dies and your stencils. The whole thing for less than £20. What a gift that is. $19.99.
Honestly, yeah, it's fabulous. It is. It's that starter bundle with a starter bundle price. And well, actually, an amazing price. Actually, is that the candy cane I can see there? It is. So, the candy cane, I can't see the candy cane on there. Let me just, I'm just going to look because I've got my bundle here. Just so I got this right, Dave. We've got the candy cane, which is a cut and emboss folder. The Gateway to the Country, which is a cut and emboss folder. Is this right? Is this a six piece?
I've only got 5 here.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I'm sure we're shortchanging you there with that picture. Can we have that picture back on a second, Ellie? It is. It's a. Oh my God, Dave! Do you know what that means?
You're going to get 6 embossing folders.
Let me show you. Let's show you so you can see them. I'm thinking, I'm sure there's 2 cut, because we've done 2 of each. This is what the starter bundle was about. 2 cut and emboss folders. So we've got what we call the candy cane and also the country lane. Then your 2 3D, which is the beautiful chandelier and the parasol. And then you've got your 2 with the stencils. So you've got that gorgeous, I love that scene. Every time I see it, I see Teletubbies with the stencils and the wisteria. So a 6-piece bundle, Dave.
Not 5, 6.
So what does that mean now in price-wise?
Yeah, well now, 6 is into 20. What is that? It's about £3.30.
Wow.
£3.30 each, with many of them including dies and stencils. So £3.30 per embossing folder. And these aren't ones that weren't popular. These are some of the most popular embossing folders that Crafters Companion have ever done, but they were in different collections. So here's your opportunity. If you just want to invest in the method of embossing, this is for you. Normally you'd have to buy the big collection that would feature paper pads, other dies, other stamps and embossing folders. This is a way of getting all these brand new embossing folders from different collections in one purchase at a sale price, all 6 of them. One of them got missed off my table here for some reason. The Love one, the candy cane one, is coming included in the bundle as well for less than £20, about £3.30 per embossing folder. Too good to miss out on this morning. Remember, it does pay to wake up with HobbyMaker and join us during the afternoon shows as well. But maybe you work in the afternoon and you can't watch. Well, have us at breakfast. I was watching breakfast TV the other day and I thought, you know what, I'd rather watch HobbyMaker.
Yeah.
It's all doom and gloom.
I always do when I get up, because I'm always up early, bright and early, and it's the first thing I do. I go straight downstairs. And actually, I'm usually watching it at night as well. So when I wake up and I put the telly on, HobbyMaker's already there. So yeah, it's just something I do automatically, because it's lovely to wake up with a bit of craft. It really is.
And honestly, we get the best deals here. We really do. The deals that we do at HobbyMaker, I've never seen the like of before, no matter where I've worked before. $19.99 gets you 6 embossing folders. Pop them in your basket, even if they're not for you. Maybe they're going to be gifts for people later in the year. When you see deals like this, they're just too good to miss out on, really, aren't they?
Do you know what I might do?
$20.95.
I might talk to Kat later and set myself a little challenge, and I'm going to do all 6 in one go. Cut all 6 out in one go. I say cut, emboss all 6 in one go. We'll have a little chat to her later when we do the afternoon.
Well, it's 7:15, so let's crack on with some demonstrations. Remember, it's the Hobbymaker Highlight, and it's brand new, a brand new concept with 3D embossing folders, all 4 of them, and nesting dies in each and every one. 4 nesting dies in different shapes. So now you can cut out your apertures. Now you can do your decoupage and your pyramid style. And you can do your inverted designs as well. Make shaker cards out of them. You can do so many different techniques. Make traditional cards, make traditional and modern cards. It mixes the modern aspect with a traditional shape, but they are gorgeous. They really are. $34.99, AW 2064 already. Jennifer's in, Anne's in Nottinghamshire as well. Lots of you have already checked out with these, but it's a new Hobbymaker Highlight, brand new for today.
It is, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use them and why I think that these are fabulous with those inclusion of the dies. So 3D, first of all, I've taken the 2D one, 4x6 in size as well. So one of the starters, the wisteria one, it's exactly the same, 4x6. But I just wanted to show you, I don't know if you can do it that way or that way. Which way can we do this to show you the visible difference between a 2D and a 3D? So sorry, but it's just to show you. Can you see?
Yeah.
This is the 2D, so it's a thinner plastic.
Yeah.
This one is thicker because inside your 3D folder is more raised elements. So you've got like what we call a flat, and then it goes up a little bit and then up a little bit more. So you get that extra
so it's a
sculpture
background,
and
midground,
dimension.
foreground.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it, yeah. So that's why, including when you are using them, especially with a Gemini Junior or a normal Gemini, in the MIDI, it's really simple. In the MIDI, you just run the folder with your cardstock through the mouth of the machine.
Right.
Could not be any easier with a 3D folder. But with a Gemini electronic die cutting machine, the combination for your 3D folder is this, where you have a cutting plate,
Yeah.
your plastic shim and your magnetic shim, and that's the combination for a 3D folder within a Gemini electronic cutting machine. Manual, straight in, nothing, just straight into the folder, paper, cardstock, whatever it is, you're popping in there, and then you just run it through the mouth of the machine.
Basically, any other machine you can use these in as well, not just Gemini machines, but of course the plate formation will be different. The thing to remember is that a 3D embossing folder is a layer thicker than a conventional two-dimensional one.
Yeah.
So.
Now, what you're not going to do is be tempted to stick those in the folder and try and do it all in one go. No, 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 no. That's separate. And the reason being is it's not a cut and emboss folder, it's a 3D embossing folder. But it's giving you control, it's giving you the ability to get creative, and it's giving you multiple possibilities in how to use them. So I've just taken a piece of cardstock, and I say cardstock, it's just a little bit of orange cardstock that I've got in there. Now, I don't know if you can see that detail. If I just come in and show you that beautiful frame detail, I'm going to highlight it more in a second because this is what I love about embossing folders. You can do your letterpress techniques, which I'm going to cover throughout the day, but honestly, it's so much that you can do with it. So what I'm going to do...
Landscape and portrait as well.
Yes, do you know what, Dave, you read my mind.
Ah.
Yes, you did, you read my mind.
Same wavelength.
Now, I'm just going to come in with some ink just to highlight this, get it the right way around, Debbie, because I've got some orange in here, and I'm just going to tickle over the top, and this is when you'll get to see that beautiful feature of the 3D. So again, let's just come in with a little bit of ink, and I'm going to mix all these two inks that I've got are orange and fuchsia, because I thought they blended really nice together and worked really well with my chosen paper. But honestly, just look now when you add that little bit of ink, and I'm just going to come round there, and you can see now straight away how that highlights that beautiful embossed detail. Absolutely. Can we just do the front, because you can't see it on that, thank you. How you get that beautiful, and you can really see the difference between the 3D, because these are like a bit more in the background, whereas these are more in the foreground. And you really do make these pop. Now then, we said we've got endless possibilities, so I'm going to show you. Now, the one I've got with me demonstration is I am actually going to keep it as a full piece and do some matting and layering. But I'm just going to show you, because this is the piece. I've got two pieces already, Dave, just to show you why these are really fabulous. So that one's already inked, and I've just inked around the edge using my fuchsia. But this is when now these come into their own. So you can actually fit that over the top and cut through an aperture, or you can take, because you've got all of these, so you've got different possibilities to create different sizes of apertures, because you've got 4 dies that can be used. So that one can cut through, or you can place that one in, because that one sits into the centre. So if you want to keep that frame detail, go with that one. So I'm just going to quickly run this through just for a second.
But having said that, you can use it plain without the dies.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if the dies had been stuck inside the embossing folder, you'd be restricted as to what you could
would,
do
and
with it.
this is what would happen. Normally on a cut and emboss folder, it would be, the metal would be into there, but we would only be able to put one piece in there rather than the nesting opportunities which you've got now. You've got all these different types. And like I said, you could go in for a smaller one if you wish to do so as well. But I'm just going to show you how you create that aperture. Very, very simple to do. And it is, and I will just tell you, because this is already being embossed, people will be thinking, well, won't you flatten the design?
I was wondering that.
Well, you would do if you were going to use this combination. Now, these are straightforward dies, so do not pop your magnetic shim in.
Right.
You're just going to pop on your plastic shim and your other cutting plate, Dave, cut into that centre. I talk about this a lot when I do my machine demonstrations, when I talk about getting to know your machine. You don't want to flatten that design. If you put too much pressure and too much of the shims in there, you will flatten that design.
Yeah.
So, and for me, I would rather work it out, emboss first, and now I can see it hasn't flattened a single thing. It's just cut and created with the aperture. And this is just one of those that you could do, then remove away, and you've got that lovely aperture piece, which I just absolutely, is fabulous. But you've got options, because you've got the full piece. You could use this on your own if you wanted, or you could then take all your dies, and I'm not going to run them through because honestly, it's straightforward. You know what a nesting die is. If I just move that to one side, I'll just show you the pieces that I've cut.
I mean, you could put another frame in there.
Absolutely.
Cut another slightly smaller one and
Yeah.
make it into a frame. So you've got a frame with an aperture. You can pyramage style it. You can invert it. You can do all sorts.
Absolutely, and then you can do things like simply add these to your, and I'll do it with the one that I've already got matted and layered just to show you. In fact, do you know what? No, I'm gonna bring this one in because I've done some matting and layering already. I'll talk about over prep today, but I wanted to make sure I show you just how fabulous these are. And I'm just going to pop some foam pads onto the back, and then you've got the ability now to stick down, but also have a play. So you can twist and turn and you can alter that frame as well. But that sits into that frame beautifully. And then every single one that you cut, because you've got 4 there to choose from. If I just bring all those 4 dies back into picture there, you've got 4 different dies that you can then really play with. And like I said, you can lay them flat or you can lift them with your glues. So your gel glue, the 3D cloud glue that I talk about, you could use that as well, or your foam pads to sit in that centre and create that lift. And I'm just going to grab another couple of foam pads, Dave, because I love that raised element. The one that I'll show you the difference between the two in a second. So I'm going to come in now, and I've created...
I'll be honest, if I was just getting a 3D embossing folder for $9.99, I'd be very pleased. But to get the 4 nesting dies in each set, so 16 dies in total for the same deal, or less than that, you know, $34.99 for all of it is amazing.
And then what we're going to do, Dave, is I'm just going to bring in a card blank. I say card blank, I'm going to start chucking things around at the floor this time in the morning. Not enough coffee, I only had one before I came. But I've just given myself a little, I've kind of kept this in like blacks and oranges because it look quite dramatic. Fancied doing something a little bit different. But I'm just going to add a bit of glue just to both sides.
It's working out at about £8.50 for a 3D embossing folder and 4 dies. Buying the bundle,
honestly,
which is pretty impressive.
It really, really is when you think, and they're, like I said, they're 4x6 in size, really good size. And then all I'm going to do is add a little bit, there we go. I'm just going to add a little sentiment. Hard to find because this is one of my sentiments that I've got. And you can be framing absolutely anything into that centre if you wish to do so. But I'm going to come across and I'm going to show you the two because I've done one that I've kept flat. So this one I've kept flat and used just sat them in the centre of each other.
That is so striking, love it.
This one I've raised, so I've raised and given it a raised element. But the opportunities you've got, create apertures, leave it as a solid or start to play with your mats and layers.
You're in charge.
You are in charge. And for me to get creative, so much creativity out of this is just one set and to create either flat pieces or raised pieces or then apertures, and then that could be in the front of a card blank and it could be sat, the inside nesting dice could be sat on the inside of the card. You have got so many opportunities from one set of embossing folders with dies. They're beautiful frames. You've got this gorgeous frame detail.
But not only are the apertures giving you such versatility, but also the embossing folders are, because you can use them portrait, landscape, either solid with a certain size of aperture, choose one of any 4. You can make little frames with those aperture dies, of course, as well. Inverted styles, pyramid styles. The lists are endless, really. So, yeah, if you want versatility and you want to get more than one thing out of a product when you buy it, those are the Hobbymaker Highlight, and they're worth their weight in gold, and they're gorgeous. The designs are gorgeous.
They are, yeah.
$34.99 gets you all 4 of them. Remember, with 4 dies in each, you get 4 rectangles, 4 ovals, 4 squares, and 4 of the diamonds.
And can I tell you as well, Dave, these are brand new today.
All right, great.
So they haven't been launched on our website just yet. They haven't been released up at our head office. These are brand new today here at Hobbymaker on already a 10% saving of what they would be for a brand new set of 3D embossing folders that can be used as a 3D embossing folder. The nesting dies give you that creativity. As a crafter, that's what I want. I want something that does more than one thing, and these tick those boxes and some.
Can I also show you the other embossing folder bundle that the guys at Crafters Companion have put together for you, which is really, really exciting. Now, I've got got one missing here. I haven't got the candy cane, but you will get the candy cane embossing folder in this bundle as well. And normally, to get any of these embossing folders, you've got to buy a signature collection. Like you've got to buy the Masquerade Ball, you've got to buy the Garden Gnome collection to get those included in the bundle. Then you get paper pads, you get dies, you get stamps and all of that. But what they've done is they've basically cherry-picked some of the most popular embossing folders from those collections and bundled them together to give you a cracking price. Now, my favourite, and I know for many of you it's your favourite embossing folder, is this one. This is included in the bundle. So this is your, like Debbie said, it makes her think of the Teletubbies. But you've got here the rising or setting sun. You've got the landscape in the background as well. You get embossing folder and 2 stencils, okay? So you can colour in using your daubers and your ink pads really, really cleverly and really easily, and put any image on there you wish, whether it's a garden gnome or not, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a lovely scene with the rising sun. So that's the first one. The other one that's got the stencils included for colouring as well is the Wisteria. Now, again, this was one of the most popular signature collections that Sarah and the team had ever done, and this was a really good part of that collection. So the embossing folder gives you the image, and then the stencils are there, so you can put the stencils over the top and then start the colouring in process, and you end up with something as beautiful as that. Now, the others that you've got down here, we've got your beautiful parasol for the garden party. You've got your stunning chandelier, which is so dramatic. They're 3D embossing folders, so loads and loads and loads of dimension. And then at the top, you're going to get your cut and emboss dies as well. So this is a cutting die in the middle of an embossing folder, and the die is where you can see the aperture. So basically you've got the garden gate, and you can actually snip that if you wanted to actually open that, and then they've got that little kind of opening at the top there that the die will cut for you, whether you're looking into a field or looking into a country scene, maybe you're looking into that rising sun in the distance. You can have anything behind that you wish. So it will emboss and it will die cut at the same time. And Debbie's got the other one that you can.
I have, yeah. Well. So the candy cane one. These are a really nice size as well. These are 5x7, this one. And this is the candy cane one that can be used in portrait mode or in landscape mode. And they cut and emboss features. So when we're talking about those dies that we've got on with the highlight, which we've launched today, we could only put one set of dies in because you can't put multiple dies. You could if you had a different pattern, but you can't put it like for a nesting feature. So it's a lovely frame, and it does cut out beautifully. It's got that lovely like a stitch design, but it is an absolutely fabulous. This is a 2D because we've never developed it before. We've always thought we couldn't develop metal dies with your 3D folders, but that's because we could separate them. So we were able to keep the 3D feature and then the dies in there. But these are our traditional cut and emboss folders. You are getting 2 cut and emboss folders. You're getting 2 standard embossing folders with all those stencils, and you're getting 2 3D embossing folders. This is a better than half price deal. When we're talking how much you are getting for your money there, it is incredible value for money.
It's a 6-piece bundle. Absolutely incredible. Bernadette and Susan, you're in. Bernadette's in Greater London. Susan, hiya. Welcome to the show. Take advantage of this. These are some of the most popular embossing folders that Crafters Companion have done of recent months, and they bundle them together as a set of 6. I've only got 5 here. You will get the candy cane one that Debbie just showed you as well. $19.99, and think about how much you pay for stencils. Think about how much you pay for dies. You've got them in there, and 3D embossing folders as well. So a little bit of an opportunity to try lots and lots of different things that what an embossing folder can do. So yeah, 3D down the bottom. There's your stencil ones with the wisteria and, of course, the sunrise. And then you get the 2 cut and embossed embossing folders as well at the top. All of them together, all 6 of them for $19.99. It works out to about £3.50 per folder, which is just crazy. Absolutely brilliant value. IN $20.95. Is it going to be a treat for yourself at that price, or is it going to be 6 maybe stash gifts that you're going to put away and give to people throughout the year as birthdays come and go? It's entirely up to you, but at that price, don't let yourself miss out on that chance. 0800 001 4433, free phone number, of course, if you want to call our call centre. They're in the building here in the UK, and they'll place your order if you've never ordered from us before, give you an account free of charge, or maybe just want to call and talk to someone rather than doing it on the website. It's entirely up to you. The website is the place of choice for most, so go to hobbymaker.co.uk, place your order for this. It will be with you in the next few days, and remember, only ever 1 P&P per day, not per order, per day, of just £3.95. So whichever one you're going for, enjoy. Lots of other Crafters Companion goodies on the show as well. Check out the website, it's all there for you. Okay, Debbie.
You want my lovely?
demo too, if that's
Oh, I can do, yeah. Sorry, I just need a second. That's
okay.
all. I
All
wasn't expecting you to come to me then. I thought you were going to move on to something else.
I'll tell you what, well, while you're getting ready,
Thank you.
let me just recap on something that we had in the 6 o'clock show, okay? Now, this has been massive, and I mean massive. If you weren't with us at 6, maybe your alarm goes off at 7, or you just weren't watching them. These are jigsaw dies. What is a jigsaw die? Let me just show you. Whatever you decide to cut out with these, you'll be making your very own jigsaw. Now, this could be a photograph that you've recently taken on your phone of maybe a new baby, maybe you went to a wedding recently, had a milestone birthday, went to a party, or maybe you've just got an image, I don't know, when you've gone on holiday that you just love so much and you would love to send to that person that you're on holiday with, or just want to have it as a jigsaw. Whatever you want to make into a jigsaw, you can do. And also, because these are multimedia dies or mixed media dies, what that means is they've got slightly deeper blades, so they will cut through things like grey board. So if you want to make your jigsaws really sturdy, grey board, not a problem for the mixed media dies. Also, or multimedia dies, also they will cut through fabric as well, multiple layers of fabric. So if you wanted to make a jigsaw maybe for a quilt or jigsaw to applique onto a bag or a jacket or something like that, this one is actually the shape of a jigsaw. Love, love, love these. They're so gorgeous. A butterfly jigsaw, how much does it work out to? It cuts 12 elements. Each one is a single die, and it cuts and makes 12 pieces for the jigsaw. There we go. So you are 2024, $29.99, you get all 6 of them, okay? So you've got a star jigsaw. I mean, look at that little baby picture. Imagine actually sending the pieces in an envelope to maybe a grandmother or a granddad or something like that, and then they put the pieces together. Maybe that's the first time they've seen the newborn baby. Maybe you're sending them abroad to family and friends that don't live in the UK anymore. These are just really lovely and special. They really, really are. Hello to Sharon, Janice, Rachel in Somerset, Shirley in Cornwall, hi to you. A couple of you have gone for 2. Jackie in Pembrokeshire's gone for 2. Sue in Devon's checked out. Loads of you went for these in the 6 o'clock show. But look at this. To make a jigsaw out of any image you want. And it doesn't have to be a photograph. It could be that you've got a favourite picture, or you've got a favourite topper, or a favourite tangle that you've done, a picture that you've done you want to make into a jigsaw, then whatever you want, you can do that. Now, these should be normally nearly £80. And you can see why. They really are groundbreaking and different. You get all 6 for £29.99, making them £5 each. £5 each. We still have a little bit of stock remaining. And look at that one of Craig and Debbie. Isn't that brilliant?
They are. They're absolutely fabulous. You can
Besties together.
personalise. Honestly, I love that boy so much, as I do my TV hubster, my gorgeous Ben. I
Ben and
love
Debbie,
him.
yeah.
But you can really have some fun with these. These can be your go-to for puzzles, go-to for card making. They'll cut out lots because they're a multimedia die, so they'll cut out from your mount board, mix them up with your nesting dies and all those kind of things.
Think about invitations to
Invitations, parties.
Cut those up into pieces.
Honestly. And then get a little bit fun with them as well, because this one's a gorgeous one. It's a lovely shaker one because you can move some of the pieces out of the way so you can create those lovely fun elements as well. And then you bespoke like pieces for your home decor too. So it could be a solid jigsaw that you want to put together. But have fun with these. Pop in your puzzles into a box. Have the picture on the top, the solid picture. Have a lot of fun with them. Get really bespoke personal makes with them as well. They're absolutely incredible, and I'm so pleased that a lot of you have taken that opportunity. We had these on the show yesterday at between 5 and 6, myself and Ruth. You can go back, you can watch that show, you can see the demos that I did with them.
Also,
absolutely fabulous.
You do get place instructions inside with each die as well for the Gemini, but obviously if you've got another machine, they will work equally well with manual or automatic machines. It doesn't have to be Gemini, but just be mindful that they are thicker than normal dies, so your plates need to be a slightly thinner formulation, okay? But you can now convert anything, any picture, any image, even fabrics, into jigsaws with these dies. And to get all 6 shapes, the love heart, the speech bubble, I love that one, the actual jigsaw piece, butterfly, and then of course you've got the balloon, and there's the star, and of course it's Valentine's next week. Is it a week? Is it next Tuesday?
Good grief.
Yeah, about 5 days away. Maybe this is a Valentine's gift for someone. $29.99, that price is crazy. It's about a 60% reduction if you're quick. You are 2024. And if you're actually offering people who you make cards for the choice, would you like that as a jigsaw? They'll probably go, you can do that. How'd you do that? How do you make a jigsaw?
Yeah.
You've got the tools to do it now. There you go. $29.99 gets you all 6. Give us a call for them now, 0800 001 4433 or on the website, hobbymaker.co.uk. All right, Debs?
I'm all ready, so we are ready to go. I've got my inks ready, but I'm going to show you to create that aperture as well. So I've taken a piece of cardstock. Now, these are 4x6, your embossing folders. So I've just cut it down. My cardstock's just slightly smaller because I want to create an aperture into the front of my card. So I'm taking that frame, I'm going to place that into, let's go into that centre. Let me just eye that up a little bit. There we go. And you can have a little play with these. Now again, that combination, it's a 3D folder, so I want to make sure it's just the cutting plate, the magnetic shim, and then on top of that, the plastic shim. Nearly put the other one on there. That's the combination for a 3D folder in an electronic die cutting machine with our Gemini.
Yep.
Like I said, if you've got the manual, it's the mini, sorry, the MIDI, not the mini, it won't go through the mini. The MIDI is just popped through the mouth of the machine, and it's that simple to do. So this is now created, and if I just put those to one side, that lovely embossed detail, again, you'll see it in a second when we put this through, but we're going to create now our aperture. So I'm going to pop onto there one of the dies. Now, to create the lovely frame, if I just pop that down, you'll see the embossed detail. I know it's a bit difficult at the second, Dave, but it'll be more prominent when we do the cut. Sorry, the inking. Dinner. I was trying to get my words out then. I'm thinking, Debbie's coming out all wrong. But I want to cut within that frame. You have the option to do both. I'm going to go in with the smaller one because there's a reason behind that in a second, which will become clear when I use those two together to create a nice frame. So you're going to run that through, Dave, and when you run it through, it's exactly the same as I said. You don't want to press any of that embossed detail back in. So just as a little repeat to show you what I mean, I'm going to just stick that through my die cutting machine, and I'm going to hold that down with some low tack tape. Let me grab some tape. Don't ask me why I've drawn on the other side, I've no idea. And then I'm going to just use now the combination, which is, and this is all I'm going to say to you, don't use your magnetic again for these dies, you're not going to need it. It is literally just the cutting plates and the plastic shim, and run that through your machine.
And like you said before, if you use that plate formation, you are not going to crush the emboss.
We won't crush it, no, we won't crush it, absolutely, not going to crush that whatsoever. So that's the detail there. And then, of course, now you've got this lovely... I bet I did it that way. Well, for some reason, I don't know why I put that in there. You've got this beautiful embossed detail that you're then going to really highlight. Again, let's bring in a couple of the colours. Let's go in with... I'll use lemon tonic and fuchsia. I know we've got some ink pads on the show as well. We've got some different colours available on the show.
The water reactive dye pads we've got on the show, actually. And they're lovely, lovely colourways. I mean, you're creating like a fruit salad with those two colours, aren't you, really?
Yeah, these two colours, absolutely. So it gives you a lovely... honestly, I love playing around with inks, and I love mixing colours up, and not necessarily the kind of colours that you would think would go together, but have a little bit of fun with it. So I've put the background colour into there, and then just highlight that. And this is when you'll see that 3D. It's just picking up, that pink is being picked up with that 3D feature. That's the difference that you get.
Wow.
So again, when I just bring that forward, and I don't know if you can see there, that detail, sorry. Sorry, I know, keep you on your toes this morning.
Now the inks are on a 3 for 2 if you want them. So,
yeah, and that's created the aperture part to your card, Dave. But then we want to create frames. So if I just move those to one side, this is when you're going to start to be able to create your frames. So when I say a frame, I'm going to use those two dies together to create a nice thin layer. So if I just push that through now, put that through the junior plates. There we go. And again, they're only standard, I say standard dies, they're not decorative. No. That's what I'm trying to get. They're not a decorative die. So again, when you're thinking about your platform and your plate combination, you don't need like all of your shims.
No.
Usually what I call a straight edge die, which is just, one pattern like these are, the square, the oval, the diamond, the circle. they will cut through and you can create your frames as well. So if I just take that out now.
Well, all the embossing folders, they're doing all the decoration.
They are, yeah, absolutely. They're
had a
going to do all that for you. Let me just move that out of the way for a second.
If you had a decorative die in the middle, it would be a bit too much. So to keep it nice and simple.
Yeah, keep it nice and simple. So then you're cutting out, and let me just put some dark cardstock, like so. You're creating frames. And all I've done with this, Dave, is I've just inked it up with the fuchsia. So that's one of your frames. And then you've got your mats and your layers as well. So you've got the rest of the dies to be able to start creating mats and layers and then building them up. So I've just used a stamp from one of my stash that I've got, and to create a little background piece that's going to sit in the background. This frame is going to sit over the top of, where's it gone, my card? It's going to stick over the top of the card to create that lovely more detail as well. You could lift that up if you wanted to, or I'm simply just going to come on with me tape just around there, and I'm going to pop that into that center frame, and it gives it that lovely extra, it's just an extra little detail on there as well. I'm going to come in with a background piece. So I'm going to just use this now to literally set off there. But this is when you can be creating your shaker cards as well, because you can put some acetate around the back of your aperture. But it's just to set that off, that picture off. There we go. Let me just make sure my tape, because it's very warm in the studio. Can you feel any cool air just yet, Dave?
I'm cooler than I was.
Are you cooler than you were? Because it were red hot in here earlier. It really were super warm. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in one that I've popped onto my Xyron, so I know.
And although that embossed pattern is really traditional, lots of flourishes and swirls and so on, with the colours you're using, you're making it quite funky and quite modern now.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm going to sit now that piece into the back so that they protrude out of the aperture, but it just looks really, really clever. And I'm going to make sure that that goes into the place. I'm using some wet glue, so our all-purpose glue, just so I can slide that into place and position it in. And then I'm just going to add a couple of little florals, again, just to finish that off. But you've got the ability to get really creative with these. And that's what I love about them, Dave.
Yeah.
They're not just a standard embossing folder. You've got absolutely everything to get super creative with them and create beautiful apertures. And then the nesting dies create the nesting layers for you. So they're a really all-round, versatile embossing folder with the dies to get ultra creative with as well.
Because they're not fixed inside the embossing folder, you've got that much more versatility with 4 dies in each set. So you're actually going to get 16 dies and 4 3-dimensional embossing folders as well. It's a 20-piece collection for $34.99, which is incredible value for money. And of course, we said before, you can obviously leave it with the centre intact. You can cut it out in one of any of the 4 sizes to make a different size aperture. You can make little frames like Debbie just did with that last demonstration, but also you can pyramid style them and stack them up. You can use the waist and do the inverted so it goes inside. So there's tons and tons and tons of different ways that you can use these embossing folders and the dies. For $34.99 today, they should be $9.99 each, which I think you'll agree is brilliant value anyway, but to get them for $34.99, you save basically a £5 off the price if you buy them from us today. And don't forget that other bundle of embossing folders as well. They are under £20 for 6 embossing folders. 2 of them are cut and emboss, so dies in each one. 2 of them are embossing folders and your stencils, which are in the middle there. And 2 of them are 3D embossing folders down the bottom. You get all of them for $19.99. And no word of a lie, they are 6 of the most popular embossing folders Crafters Companion have done in recent months. And they are normally either available individually or in big collections. We've put them together in a bundle. You're going to love all of them, I'm sure you are. And we've taken 65% off the price, down to $19.99, and that's IN 2095. Now, I did mention in the first show, oh, by the way, we're going to be telling someone who's watching and buying in the 6 o'clock show that they've won their basket in the next 5 or 6 minutes. So we'll give you a nods up and tell you who's won the contents of their basket that they bought in the 6 o'clock show very, very soon. But we did mention we're going to be looking at gilding flakes. Now, we've got these in the shows. Now, we've got the big precious metal bundle at the top here, which is absolutely huge. I mean, a little bit of this goes such a long way. 200 mil, you've got the Oriole, you've got the Argent, and you've also got the beautiful burnished copper as well. Now, you get all 3 of these for $19.99. How about that? And there's tons and tons in here. Just be careful when you take the lid off that there's no fans going or air conditioning going or windows open, because it's as light as a feather and it just floats in the air. But, there we go, look, just little bits of it coming out. But that is packed full. It's like a treasure chest full of gold gilding flakes. If you want to decant them and put them into a bigger pot or a Tupperware box or something like that, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But you get loads. 600 ml of gilding flakes in total for $19.99. Brilliant to use with your glue pens and all that sort of thing as well. But you can put them on things like double-sided foam pads. You can put them on any sticky surface.
Red liner tape, tape pens, the glue pens. You could actually take your embossing folder detail and you could use your pens to create a nice little effect of gilding flakes over the top of some of your embossed details as well.
Nice.
I love our gilding flakes. I think they're fabulous. There is what I call a starter kit down there as well in terms of your glue, your stamp pad, and your and I call them the scrubbits, but they're not really scrubbits. They're like a soft sponge
like a foam
that
block.
burnish your and really bring your gilding flakes to life. Do you know? Have we got time to show you?
Yeah.
Could you fetch me any of the gilding flakes? I'll use any.
Copper.
And I can use a couple as well. Can pop a couple of colours into there. And could I also have one of the sponges, please, if that's possible, Dave?
Now,
Just
with
to show
this
you.
starter bundle down here, I had to ask Debbie earlier on, I said, it's the Spectrum Wire dry ink pad. I said, why do you need a dry ink pad? What's that? I've never seen a dry ink pad before. That's so you can put the glue on the ink pad and then put the glue onto your stamps. So you can stamp with glue.
Any stamp you own. I actually did it with the chalkboard stamps last week. And I literally, you pop the drops of glue into the pad. You, again, it's got that, we'll call it blue glue, because that's exactly what it is. You're going to stamp it onto then, because it then turns it into a sticky glue pad. You stamp it onto the back of your stamp. Again, when you stamp your image, what you need to let happen then is the glue go to that translucency kind of effect where it goes a little bit clear. And then you apply your flakes over the top and then buff them up. And oh my God, talk about a game changer in terms of, so it's a fantastic kit to have in terms of you think of every single stamp you own, you can actually turn it into using your gilding flakes, something absolutely exquisite.
Only $7.99 as well. So now you can use your stamps for a different technique that maybe you never really realised. I didn't realise you could do that. So there's the stamping, there's the glue for your stamps. There's the dry ink pad that you put the glue onto to transfer onto your stamps. And you get 2 of the burnishing foam applicators as well. So when you've got your gilding flakes down and you just want to kind of buff away all the excess, that's what you'd use that for, and it helps to polish it up as well.
Yeah. Now I've used some of our tape glue just for speed more than anything, and I've popped it onto my black cardstock so you can see my little lines there, because you can use any kind of glue adhesive to attach our flakes. Now our flakes are huge. These aren't little flakes, and there's a reason behind that as well, because there's lots of flakes that are out on the market, but they're already in fine little pieces. When you've used these, you'll understand what I mean when we talk about glue. Could I have another colour, please, Dave?
Yeah.
That's all right, just so I can show you how fabulous these are and why we have such big, chunky things. Oh, thank you.
And we have got different colour combinations on the show as well. 3 other different bundles, and they're 50 ml each, but you've even got like fuchsia pinks in there, greens and blues.
Oh, beautiful colours.
So they're all on the website if you want to see them. Set of 3, set of 3, set of 3. All for £13.49 for 3, but they're 50 ml each. That's 150 ml for £13.49. Just choose which colourways are right for you.
Oh, and I love all of those colours. Are just absolutely stunning. They really are. Now I've got my flakes out right now, really thick. Doesn't do anything, you can't see anything. Take your little fingers and just rub it across your glues. And this is when you can mix up your colours as well. So you just want to make sure you've got the glue coverage, okay? Get yourself a little tub, because you don't want to be wasting those flakes, but any more than I want to start trying to separate those flakes and sticking them back into the pots. So just make sure, and this is when I just love our gilded flakes, and I don't care about the mess, I absolutely adore it. And now again, you can see it's kind of attached itself to its glue, but it still looks a bit messy. Well, this is when your sponge comes into hand, because you just simply then go over the top and this burnishes, and you can see all these flakes. Don't waste those flakes. Get them stuck into your tubs. I have a spare tub. I know our Craig
a spare
does.
empty tub for you.
Yeah, a spare empty tub, because now there's a bit of a combination between silver and the copper. Don't be wasting that any more, like I said, than trying to fish out the silver and pop the silver back in. Fish out. Just make sure you pop it into a tub. But look how beautiful. And just give it a little tap. aircon in here was wonderful when you're playing with these. But look at that. Now, can you see that beautiful effect? Our gilding flakes. Look at that shine. And I'm angling that so you can see that in that camera. Absolutely adore gilding flakes.
If you've got like any of the glue pens and you can write with the glue pen, write your name, you can then put gilding flakes and have a gilded flake signature. How brilliant would that be? So if you want to go for that tool, that's going to give you the glue, the 2 burnishing foam pads, and also the dry ink pad as well that you put the glue onto. Now you can convert all of your stamps and make them into stamps that you can actually stamp glue with. So how game-changing is that going to be? We only have a handful of those left now at the moment. £7.99, and that's WB2005, your item number there. Now we've literally got about 5 minutes left on the show. Don't forget our main bundle and also the fact that we've got our jigsaw dies as well. Now HobbyMaker Highlight today is so brilliant and so versatile. You've got 4 3D embossing folders, and then rather than having a set die in the middle of the embossing folder that would just kind of cut one shape, what the guys at Crafters Companion have done are giving you 4 different sizes of aperture die. So in other words, you can make frames, you can make apertures, you can do pyramage, you can do inverted styles as well, and they're all different shapes too. You've got square, rectangle, oval, and your diamond shape, but the 3D embossing folder combined with that makes them so incredibly versatile. So many different ways of using them. We've got the boards there, Debbie, as well.
Absolutely, because we do all sorts of embossing folders at Crafters Companion. We do our standard ones, we do the 3D ones, we do cut and emboss ones. We do beautiful frame ones as well, this is what this is. It's a gorgeous frame. You can see that beautiful design. But when we've had to do the cut and emboss, it would mean that we could only put 1 die into there to create that. What we're giving you is the multiple areas to work within your frame, because I know that there's a lot of crafters out there that they look beautiful, they love the frame idea, but they don't know what to do with the centre. They just think, maybe just perhaps pop a sentiment in there, put some flowers in there, whatever it is that you want to do. What we're doing is we're giving you options, because we put the dies in there to work, to create apertures, to create mats and layers. And I've tried to show you with the 2 demos that I've done today, 2 different ways that you can use them, or multiple ways that you can use them when you get your crafty brain working, because honestly, these are fantastic. So that is your regal rectangle.
Regal rectangular.
Ooh, I'll say that. I'll say that slowly. A regal rectangle. And you can see that lovely rectangular shape. But like you said, Dave, there's nothing to stop you from using it on the landscape way as well.
Actually, with all of them.
With all of them, yeah, absolutely. So that's that one. You're getting 4 dies, you're getting the 3D embossing folder in every single one of these. Then you've got the stylish square, again, that beautiful frame detail around there, and then all the metal dies to create the
pyramid.
Thank you. Words just failed me. This is the brain fog that I'm experiencing at the moment, so please excuse me. But yes, that's exactly what the word I was looking for, Dave, to create decoupage layers, but nested decoupage layers. And then you've got the fabulous decadent diamond. So that's a lovely shape in itself. And again, every single one of these will work either way. So you can get that, look, you can turn it that way. So you've got options again, but the options you've got are this. You can use the embossing folder on its own. Use the nesting dies on its own. You can then use the nesting dies to create some features, some details, some extra things for you to be able to create on your embossing folders. And then lastly, the opulent oval. So again, that lovely regal oval shape with that beautiful design. Oh my God, I'm glad I've got a few hours where I can get my words back in. But it's the the possibilities. Oh, Dave, it's going to be one of those days. The possibilities are utterly endless. Lots of different ways you're going to be able to use them. Now, and I'll show you just a quick few samples.
You're not back
because
until
these
3
are
o'clock
fab.
This afternoon with
yes,
us. So
yes.
you can go back for a lie down after this.
Well, I think about four or 5 coffees and I'll be fine. But look how fabulous these are, all of them. And we talk about that frame. What is it that you're going to pop in that centre? What are you going to be using? I'm going to be using, on this one, gilding waxes. You can take your inks. You can then take your fancy fold cards and create all those beautiful things. And then, of course, you can create apertures as well.
More with Debbie, 3 o'clock this afternoon for the HobbyMaker Highlight. Now, if you shop with us between 6 6 and 7 this morning. Firstly, thank you very much indeed. One person every weekday between 6 and 7 stands to win their basket. What that means is whatever you bought in that show, you could be winning the cost of that back as a refund. And the winner this morning, I don't know what you bought, Catherine. Catherine in South Yorkshire, your basket is paid for. Congratulations. Whatever you bought in the 6 o'clock show is on us. So many, many congratulations. I'm doing the show again tomorrow, so make sure you're up bright and early and switching on the TV at 6 o'clock because we'll be doing another basket giveaway tomorrow as well between 6 and 7. And of course, the anagram competition that we do as well with a £25 basket win. Thank you, Debbie. See you at 3.
Thank you. See you at 3.
Enjoy Sewing Street and Jewellery Maker next.